All right, here we go. Next level circuit, cardio circuit class. Start out with that brisk march to warm you up. Remember, today we're going to try to use the heaviest weights that we safely can use without pain, without hurting ourselves. So you be the judge of that. We're only going to do 8 reps and we're going to do 2 sets. And then in our cardio, we'll be doing sprinting. So we'll sprint the first 30 seconds, and then the last minute and a half of the cardio is moderate intensity. Feel free to do moderate intensity the whole time if you choose. All right, how about if we put our hands on hips and we take the feet apart and together? So it's out, out, in, in. And then as you continue, when you go out, out, I want you to move forward, move back when you go in. So your body's going front to back. And then you think we can add some arms. How about up and back to the hips? That keeps it pretty simple. Making our brains work here. We don't have to just take care of our bodies. We got to take care of our brains too. Okay, one more, and then I want you to pause. Now change lead legs. The other leg steps forward first. And then we can add those arms back in. Good job. And of course, our core muscles are tight. Navel's pulling to the spine. We're breathing. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. All right, back to that march. Pumping those arms. Now I'm scooching over to the side because I'm going to march in 4 counts to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now watch this. Out, out, in, out, out, in. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Out, out, in, out, out, in. Again. So we're just putting these 2 moves together. Why are we doing that? Just for fun. So we don't get too bored. And again, to work our brains a little bit. Good. Let's do one more time across both directions. Out, out, in, and to the right. Good. Now back to that march. Scooching back over to the center of my room, taking the feet apart, and I'm going to stretch up toward the ceiling. Keeping those core muscles tight so that we protect that low back. And then let's take the arms across the chest. Try to keep your hips and pelvis facing forward. Good. And arm circles. And both arms together now. And holding the arms at chest level, we're going to ground the feet. We're going to make sure the feet are far enough apart so that as we do a slight lunge to the side, the knees stay over the feet. Then we're going to bring the arms front and side. Core muscles are tight. And a little bit of a hip hinge here, which means you're kind of sticking your butt out a little bit behind you as you take that lunge, just to unload the knees. Now, arms front, side, down, and up. Front, side, down, and up. Good job. Relax the shoulders. Now, front, side, up, and down. Front, side, up, lower, front, side, up. One more time. Shoulders get pretty tired doing this. Good. All right, let's bring the feet in. We're going to take the left foot forward, lift the toes, push your bottom out behind you and support yourself. Stretch those hamstrings. Give them a little stretch before we start working up. And then come up, bring that foot back. Right leg goes forward, pull your toes back. Hip hinging, neutral spine. And bring it up. Okay, we're going right into balance. I want you to be near a wall or have a chair near you just in case you need it. All right, same goes for me, because God knows some days I need it. And it is true. I heard someone else say this in this industry yesterday. Your balance is different every day. So if you're having a poor balance day, don't beat yourself up for it. It's very normal. It happens. All right, so I'm going to have you take the leg farthest from your support, and you're going to lift the knee. Your core is nice and tight. Your shoulders are relaxed. It's important that your spine is in neutral. Your posture is in neutral so you can better balance. Now, even if you need to hold on to that support, you can even use just one finger. See if you can take that bent knee, push it behind you as you hip hinge forward, and then extend that leg. And maybe you extend one arm while you're holding on with the other, or maybe you are able to let go and extend both arms. Still keeping those core muscles tight. That is imperative. Okay, now lower your arm or arms. Bring your torso up. Take that knee forward again. Hold it. Now you're upright. And bring that leg down. Shake it out. Move your chair or change your position so that your support's on the other side. All right, are we ready? Let's take the other leg up. All four corners of your grounded foot are flat on the floor. Your core is tight. Holding, holding, holding. Now keeping the core tight. Let's see if we can push that bent leg back as you tip your torso forward into hip hinge. Extend that leg. Maybe extend one arm or both. This is called an RDL, Romanian deadlift, single leg RDL. Super tight core, supporting knee is soft. If you lose your balance, tap the ground, come right back up. Okay, now slowly lift your torso, bend your knee again, and bring that knee up in front. And pause. Stay strong through your core. Relaxing those shoulders and bring that leg down. All right, shake it out. That was a little fancy balance trick there, huh? Okay, we're ready to start. We're going to start with squats today. Two lighter weights today because when we squat, we're going to take one arm forward. So you're not going to be real heavy there. You're going to stand up, bring that arm down. Other arm goes out with the next squat. So again, on these, you don't want to go too heavy because you will feel it in your low back. All right, we're going to take the feet apart. Remember, we're doing 8 reps. It's the squats that we're counting. Core tight. Here we go. Push your bottom back, unload the knees, load the heels. Bring the arm down as you stand up. Other side. Keep pulling that navel into the spine. Here's 3. Keep pushing your body weight back. 4. Halfway there. And you notice when I'm all the way down in my squat, I'm pausing there for a second or two. There's 6. 2 more. Keep pulling that navel in. 7. And 8. Pushing all the way up. All right, set those weights aside. We're going down to the mat for some chest flies with bridging. You're going to use heavier weights for this. Now, because we're down on the floor, we will rest after the first set, and then we'll do the second set before we stand back up. So, knees are bent, our feet are on the floor. We're going to start up in bridge, and the weights are up over the chest, palms facing each other. Core is tight. Here we go. We're going to lower that bridge as we slowly lower the elbows to the floor. Exhale, push back up again. So your bridge is going up and down as well as those weights. Navel to spine. Remember, strong core means strong body. Squeeze those glutes going up. Here's 4. 5. 6. Get those glutes nice and tired, nice and fatigued. 7. Control, control, control. And 8. Okay, lower everything carefully. Set your weights vertically on the floor so that you can keep your wrist neutral. Let's rest for 30 seconds. Good time for some deep breath. Practice relaxing your shoulders. Remember, this rest and recovery is an important part of the workout. It is not to be skipped over. All right, there is our 30 seconds of rest. So carefully lift your weights off the floor. Lift your bottom into a bridge. Take those weights back up, palms facing in over the chest. Here we go. Lower everything. Inhale. Exhale, push up. And again. Squeeze those glutes. This is 4, halfway there. And push. The stronger your core, the stronger your arms and chest are going to be. This is 6. 7 reps. Last one coming up here. There's 8. All right. Slowly lower. Carefully roll to the side. Set your weights down. And take your time coming to an upright position and then slowly standing up. So we're going to put those heavier weights out of the way. Pick up those lighter weights again that you used for your squats. And let's get back to it. Feet apart. Make sure your feet are more than just a few inches apart, at least hip width, probably a little bit wider. All right, shoulders back and down, engage that core. Here we go. Squat, front raise, bring it all the way up. You're still keeping your abdominals tight even as you stand up. Here's 3. And 4. 6 reps. Really squeeze those glutes coming up. Push your heels through the floor. That might have been 8, I think it was, but let's finish off this cycle, even if we do a couple extra. All right, good job, excellent. We have completed the first circuit minus the cardio. So for the cardio, we're gonna start out with jumping lunges. Okay, so a little bit of impact, 30 seconds, big arms. If you don't wanna jump, you just do it with a little bit less impact, okay? And then follow me the rest of the time. All right, take a breath, make sure your water's nearby. Feet together, starting in 3 seconds. Ready? Here we go. So if you're doing the high intensity with a sprint, you're giving it all you got. That core tight. That is 30 seconds. We're now going into modified jacks. No impact here. Your heart rate is still way too high. Get the arms lower. That first one's always the hardest, right? Gets a little easier. All right, next, we're gonna reach forward and back with the opposite arm and leg. Keep pulling that navel in. Okay, last 30 seconds. You're gonna either jog or march, moving your arms. And we cool down after this. 15 more seconds. All right, there's our 2 minutes. Please keep your feet moving still. Grab your water. Move as you sip. We're still bringing that heart rate down. Great job, you guys. Good start. We will be moving on to the second circuit. We're going to start with some stationary lunges. We'll be holding one heavy but safe dumbbell at the side of the leg that's back. And please have a chair or a wall next to you in case you need to hold on. Especially if you're watching the recording, you're just starting out, You're going to want that because it's also a balance exercise. So we're going to be holding one weight. We're going to make sure there's a lot of space between our feet. Keep the torso upright. We're bending both knees. You can only do that if your back heel is off the floor, okay? So in position, we'll do 8, and then we'll switch sides. Core tight, here we go. Again, make sure you're holding on if you need to. Here's 3. Notice how I'm going straight up and down. It's a vertical movement. I am not moving forward. 6, 7, one more. And that protects that front knee. Okay, switch sides. Other leg way back. Core tight. Back heel up. Here we go. Straight down and up. You're pushing up through that front heel. Because remember, your heel is the gateway to your glutes. We want to fire those glutes in this exercise. Here's 6, 7, and 8. Excellent. All right, weight goes nearby. So if you have a mini band, I'm going to ask you to use it for this exercise. We'll be down on the mat again. Again, we'll do both sets down here before we get up to repeat this last exercise. Don't worry if you don't have a mini band. You're going to be able to do this exercise anyway. So we're going to put the mini band on above the knees, and we're going to do some cycling heel taps. So we'll start with the legs in tabletop, ankles flexed. Most important here, I'm going to engage my abs and push my navel into the floor. So my low back's on the floor now, and it's almost like I'm cycling the legs. Watch, they're both moving at the same time, but they're moving from the hips, the knees stay bent, the heels are tapping the floor and coming back up. Okay, you still get a lot out of this without the band. So we're going to do 8 taps on each leg, rest 30 seconds, and then go again. All right, here we go. Tabletop legs, ankles flexed, engage your abs, push that navel to the floor. Here we go. 1, 1, 2, 2. Here's 3. Keep breathing. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I know, hip flexors, right? They're getting tired. So put your feet on the floor while we rest 30 seconds. We're going to lift those hips up and just relax your glutes. You don't have to do any work here. Just hold the pelvis and the hips up off the floor so your flexors can relax and stretch out. Keep breathing. We've got about 10 seconds left here in this rest. Drop your hips, pull your knees to your chest for the last 5 seconds. We'll stretch in the low back and glutes. All right, ready to go again. Legs in tabletop, ankles flexed. First thing, press that navel to the floor. Here we go. 1, 2, cycling those legs. 3, tapping the heels. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, again, hips up, releasing hip flexors. So what are we working there? Lots of things. We're working the core first and foremost. We're working, I'm sure you felt it in your quads, your hamstrings, your glutes are working. It's very much a compound exercise. Okay, lower your hips, hug your knees to your chest. And release. Roll to the side, slowly come up. While you're down here, remove the band if you're wearing one. Always safer to do that if we're sitting. All right, and then we're carefully going to stand. And we will go back to those lunges, weighted lunges. And remember, you always have the option to do these kinds of things without the weight, if that's better for you. Okay, so same side leg on the side you're holding the weight. That leg goes back, torso upright, back heel is lifted. Ready? Let's drop it down. Push it up through the heel. Connect that heel to your glutes, the front leg. There's 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 2 more to go. 1 more. Push, push through the heel. You're there. Other leg. Switching sides. Back heel up. Core tight. Here we go. Straight down. Push up through the other heel now, the front heel. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got 1 more. And 8. Excellent job, you guys. Okay, we have repeated both exercises. Grab a little water if you need some. It's pretty hot here lately, so we got to stay well hydrated. All right, and we're going back to the cardio now. Sprinting the first 30 seconds if you choose. All right, so start with your feet together. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Engage your core. Take a breath. We're going to do jumping jacks, okay? And you can modify these, remember. Here we go. Good, keep those, if you're jumping, keep those knees soft. Soft landing. All right, knees up, arms pulled down. No impact here. 30 seconds. Navel to spine. Five more seconds. All right, now we're going to do a little side lunge, not very deep, but take a big step so your knees don't go over the feet or don't go beyond the feet. Arms folding in and out. Keep breathing, make sure your core is engaged. All right, from here, we're going to lift the heels behind us and reach down toward it with the opposite arm. Ten more seconds. Good job. We're there. All right, just like before, keep your feet moving a bit longer. Grab your water. Please hydrate. This is necessary. All right. Good job. Okay, you guys, we're going to be down on the mat, first on our knees, and then we'll be on our backs. So what you need when you're on your knees, Our two good sized dumbbells for hammer curls, just putting you on your knees to make you use your core a little bit more to balance. And then the second exercise, you're going to need your Coregeous ball. So if you don't want to get up and down a million times, now you know what you need. Just have it nearby. Okay. So if you absolutely don't want to be on your knees, you can do this standing. All right, so your shoulders are up, back, and down. Feet are on the floor. We're gonna make sure that the palms of the hands are facing your body. All right, are you ready with the core tight? Here we go. Exhale. Excuse me. Inhale. I exhaled a little too hard. Here's 3. Notice how much you're using your core to get those weights up. 4. 4 to go. Big exhale on the lift. 2 more. And 1 more. Okay, you're going to set those weights down right by your mat. Grab your Coregeous ball. Now, this exercise uses your leg muscles, but it's a really good core exercise. So we're going to be on our backs. The ball is between the knees. We're going to start in tabletop. Again, pull your navel to the floor. Slowly slide your legs forward. If you feel it in your back, I want you to go higher. If you don't, and you have a real strong back, you can go lower. And then you slide that ball back in towards your chest. All right, we're going to do that 8 times. So you've got to have your core muscles on board, pressing into the floor. All right, so legs up, gently, firmly squeezing that ball. So now we have fired the adductors. Here we go. Inhale first and exhale, slowly extend out, slide those legs out. Inhale as you bring them back. Exhale, push. Inhale, pull. Drop your shoulders. Four, halfway there. 5, 3 to go. Remember, I don't want you to feel this in your low back. If you do, your legs extend higher, more up toward the ceiling. 2 more. And last one. And pull it in. All right, feet come down. While you're still on your back, bring the soles of your feet together. Grab onto your ball so you don't lose it. And just let your knees kind of flop open. Give those inner thighs a little rest. Take a couple breaths in. Good. Then bring your knees together. Roll to the side. Set your ball off to the side. Remember, we're coming back to that, so don't let it go too far. And let's get back onto our knees or in that standing position if you prefer. All right, so we're going to pick up those hammer curl weights. Again, shoulders back and down, core super tight. Inhale, here we go, exhale. Inhale down, exhale up. Make sure that upper arm is staying stable. Your shoulders are always dropped. Don't let your shoulders lift those weights. There's 4. 5. We got 6 with 2 to go, unless you need to stop sooner. And that's fine. That's okay. Last one right here. There's 8. All right, let's set those weights down again. Once again, grabbing the Coregeous ball. We're going to lie on our backs and put that ball between the knees. Let's just take about 10 more seconds here to relax. Okay, then our legs come up. First thing, navel pulls to the floor. Your abs are now tight. Here we go, sliding those legs out on the exhale. Inhale them back in. Blow them away. Inhale in. Relax those shoulders. You're halfway there. Here's 5. Is that navel still pulling to the floor? 6. 7. Last one. There is 8. Okay, once again, grab your ball, put your feet on the floor, soles of the feet together, knees open. Take a couple breaths here. And then knees come back up together, carefully roll to the slide. You're going to work your way up to a standing position slowly. And we're going to get rid of all of that equipment so it's out of our way for now, because we've got some cardio to do. All right. So first 30 seconds, we're going to be doing football runs, okay? And then after that, we'll tone it down for the next minute and a half and just follow me. Starting in 5 seconds, your feet are together, your core is so tight, elbows bent. Here we go. Going as fast and as hard as you can. Feel free to move around if you want to. Ten more seconds. All right, step touch. Swing the arms, bring it down a little bit. Ten more seconds of this. All right, let's do some corner reaches. Same side leg steps back as you reach up into the corner of the room. All right, we're there, you guys. Good job. Please keep your feet moving. Hydrate. Water time. Oh, great job. And we're down to the last circuit. Yeehaw. So I want you to think about a weight you can use. What's the maximum weight you can safely use for tricep kickback? I want you to grab that weight, just one, and you're going to bring it down to your mat and get into a quadruped position. Having said that, if you don't want to be on your hands and knees, you can do this split stance from a standing position. All right, so from that quadruped position, we're going to make sure our spines are in neutral, core is tight. You're going to take that weight, lift it, bring your bent elbow to the side of your body, and we're going to extend and bend. Here we go. Exhale on the extension, pause for a second or two, bend and repeat. Inhale as you bend, then exhale as you extend. Drop those shoulders so you disengage those upper trapezius muscles in your back and up through your neck. 2 more. And last one, keeping that wrist nice and level with the forearm. Okay, let's do the other side. Core tight, neutral spine. Start with the elbow bent. Here we go. Extend, pause, and bend. Shoulders are down. Here's 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 more. Last one. Good. Now, chances are you're going to be able to use that same weight for this core exercise. So what you're going to do is hold that weight with both hands. You're going to lie on your back and you're going to take one leg and straighten it. That's going to be your working leg. And then you're going to start with that weight slightly behind you. With your core engaged, you're going to bend that knee and pull that weight towards your foot. Extend it back out. Again, if you extend it and you feel this in your low back, you're going to go higher with the leg, okay? So let's start with the weight back. The leg is slightly up off the floor, extend it. Here we go. Bend the knee, exhale. Inhale, they move away from each other. Inhale. Exhale as that weight reaches towards your foot. Here's 4, 5, 3 to go. Keep pulling that navel toward the spine, down toward the floor. There's 8. Okay, now we're going to do it on the other side. So extend the other leg, lift your weight up, bring it behind you slightly, lift that straight leg. Here we go. Bend the knee, reach, and away. Pull that navel toward the floor. That's 5. Here's 6, 7, and 8. All right, place that foot back down on the floor. Elbows go to the floor. You're just kind of resting here for a few seconds. All right, then let's roll to the side and get back up into that quadruped position. We're going back to the tricep kickbacks. Okay, check your neutral spine, check your abs. Here we go. Pull that elbow to your side, starts in a bent position, and extend, bend. Remember, you're pausing in the extension phase for a second or two. Here's 5, 6, 7, last one. Good, and 8. Other side. All right, elbow bent. Here we go. Extend, pause, and bend. Get those abs nice and tight. Your triceps are going to be a lot stronger if they are. Here's 5, 6, 7, one more, and 8. Awesome. Okay, let's do that last exercise one more time, lying on our backs, holding that dumbbell. Remember, your resting leg is bent. Let's bring that weight up and slightly back. Push your navel to the floor. Here we go. Bend the knee, reach toward the foot with the weight, and extend. Try to do this keeping the abdominals engaged at all times. There's 4. 6, 7, and 8. All right. That foot goes to the floor, other leg extends. Take a breath. Lift your weight, take it slightly behind you. Here we go, pressing that navel to the floor. Halfway there. 4 more to go. And last one, there's 8. All right, excellent job. Okay, let's roll to the side again, slowly coming upright and then to a standing position. Move your equipment out of the way. Okay, so the sprint on this one is going to be skater hops. Okay, so that's your skater hop, and you can add some speed. You can add a lifted foot behind you. You don't want to do the high intensity, just step. Okay, then we're all going to grab the ball. We're going to sit on the ball and do a minute and a half of bouncing. Okay, if you don't have a ball or you don't want to do it, you can do anything else as long as you're moving. Okay, let's take a breath. Starting in 5 seconds. Ready? Here we go. Halfway there. Keep those abs tight, you guys. Otherwise, you're going to feel it in your back. All right, there's 30 seconds. Let's grab that ball quickly, hop on it, and let's get the arms going. Change your arms up about every 15 seconds. You don't have to move your legs if you're not comfortable doing so. You can simply bounce and just move those arms, and that's enough. Okay, we've got 30 seconds left. 5 seconds. And we're there. All right, arms come down. We're gradually going to slow our bouncing and bring it to a stop when you're able to breathe more comfortably. Let's, in the meantime, stretch upper body, taking that right arm across the chest, gently pulling it toward you, stretching deltoids around the shoulders. Great job, you guys. Always. Release that arm, switch to the other side. Make sure that shoulder's dropped. All right. Go back to that other arm again. Reach down the back body and support your elbow. Please try to keep your head lifted, looking straight ahead. Other arm. All right, and then we're going to bring the arms behind us, clasp the hands, gently pull your shoulders back, opening up the chest. You can lift the arms if that's comfortable. Good, and release the arms. Let's get in a couple neck stretches. Hands behind the head. You're just going to drop your chin to your chest. Allow the weight of your arms to facilitate the stretch. You do not need to pull down on the head. Good. Release the arms. Lift your head. You're going to do a quarter turn with your head and look toward the corner of the room. And take that left arm in front of your face, up over the top of the head, drop your chin. Again, not pulling, just letting your arm rest there. You should be feeling this on the opposite side, the upper trapezius. If you're looking left, you're going to feel that on the right side. Wonderful stretch if you ever have tight neck issues. All right, let's release the arm, then look up. Take a quarter turn to the other corner. This time your right arm over the top of the head. Gently drop your chin. Hold it. And release the arm, looking up. All right, one more. You're going to drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Right arm over the side of the head. Just let it rest there. Release the arm, lift the head, pause at center, and then drop your left ear to the left shoulder, left arm over the side of the head. Let it rest. And release the arm. Slowly lift the head back to center. Okay, let's put the ball off to the side. We're going to do a couple quick stretches down on our mat. You're going to need a band or a stretch strap or a towel. That'll just make your stretching easier. Not a big deal if you don't have one. Okay, so let's get into those hamstrings. We're going to take your strap around the right foot. That leg is extended. Other leg is resting on the floor. With the ankle flex, gently pull. When the stretch increases, hold it there, pressing the heel to the ceiling. Nice stretch, not only through the hamstrings, but also down into the calves. Now I want you to hold both sides of that strap with your left hand, drop your right arm to the floor, bend your right knee, and pull that leg across the midline and back toward that shoulder just a tiny bit. It's all you need, and you'll feel those glutes stretching a little bit more. Bring the leg back to center, extend up, and step into your strap with the left foot. Right leg drops to the floor. Gently with the ankle flex, pull, stop when the stretch increases, and hold. Breathing into those muscles, those calves and hamstrings. Now you're holding your strap with the right hand only. Left arm drops to the floor. Bend this knee, pull it across to the right, and gently tug that foot toward the shoulder. Remember, when you do this part, both your shoulder blades and shoulders are resting flat on the floor. You don't want your upper body rolling to the side. Only the hips get to roll. All right, slowly bring that leg back to center and drop your strap. Cross your right ankle across that left knee. Gently push out on the knee so you stretch the piriformis in that gluteal area. Your ankle is flexed to protect your tibia, that bone that goes from your knee joint down to your ankle joint. This is one of my favorite stretches, probably because I always need it and it always feels so good. All right, release that. Drop your foot to the floor. Other ankle across the knee. Flex the ankle. Use your left hand to push out on the knee. Hold it. And slowly release it. All right, last part. Let's roll to the side with the knees bent. We're going to grab onto that top leg, holding above the ankle joint, slide it back. See if you can keep your knee level with your hip. So it's not higher or lower. And tuck your tailbone under. Hold that stretch through the front of your thigh, quadriceps. Also muscles that always need stretching because we use them so much just in our everyday biomechanics. Okay, release that leg. Come on over to the other side. And let's grab this leg above the ankle, slide it back, tuck the tailbone under, making sure that rib cage stays lifted as well. And slowly release. Okay, from here, I'm going to have you get onto your hands and knees, kind of lift your knees from the floor, walk your hands in and then up the thighs, come to a standing position. Let's take a deep breath in. Exhale it out. Once again, breath in. Exhale, roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Great job today, you guys. Show some gratitude to your body for what it can do. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you at the next workout. Take care.